Throughout history, we can point to men and women who changed the way we think and the way we live.
In 1962, Eunice Kennedy Shriver launched Special Olympics from her own backyard, inviting kids with intellectual disabilities to test their sporting talents.
Today, her son Tim drives the organisation.
But he hasn't simply taken over from his mother. He's calling on world leaders to change the way we all engage with people with intellectual disabilities.
People with intellectual disabilities have dreams. We want to be included. We want to be part of the community. One of us, and not one among us.
The future of our movement is to be the world's greatest movement promoting human acceptance and universal human value that the world's ever seen.
What does that mean? That means I'm accepted in a group. It means that people respect me. They don't ignore me. They have expectations, and they believe in me. It means that I am empowered to contribute.
I think coming to Athens is all about thinking about Plato and thinking about Aristotle. And what they all had, it seems to me, in common is that they all believed that there was some circle of human participation, that there was these great ideas in humanity. They all said we have to build republics and we have to do it ethically and we have to do it with a hero's determination to seek great goals. None of them saw our athletes as belonging. None of them saw a person with Down syndrome as being a rightful leader.
It was hard for me to accept the fact that I have Down syndrome, but it became easier when I joined Special Olympics and discovered that I was not alone.
Our athletes represent a challenge to intolerance. They represent a challenge to prejudice, to fear, to human misunderstanding. They are the world's and history's most deeply wounded victims of prejudice.
There may be obstacles, but they can be overcome with open hearts and changing minds.
Dr. Tim Shriver, chairman of the Special Olympics movement, has spoken of big dreams to rally the world, to support people who live with intellectual disability, to bring tolerance and unity. In 2011, at the Special Olympics World Games in Athens, the organisation welcomed more than 7,500 athletes from 180 countries. And as the Games were opened, some of the world's most powerful leaders walked beside the athletes. It was the most significant gathering in support of people with intellectual disabilities that the world has ever seen. The beginning of what Special Olympics is calling a revolution. It's the legacy of the late Eunice Kennedy Shriver.
I grew up in a very high-powered family, some would say, a very wealthy family, some would say. It was easy to think that what mattered was those things, power and wealth and access to resources. It was easy to believe as a kid that those kinds of things were the most important thing you could have. Our athletes have challenged me to be reminded that they are not, that what matters is what's inside you.